Dani California is a single from the American rock band Red Hot Chili Peppers' ninth studio album, Stadium Arcadium. The single was first made available at the iTunes Music Store and then was officially released on May 2, 2006. The international radio premiere was April 3, 2006, when Don Jantzen, from the Houston radio station KTBZ-FM, played Dani California continuously for his entire 3-hour program. The single debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 24 and peaked at number 6, becoming the band's third single to enter the top 10. In addition, Dani California became the second song in history to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Modern Rock chart, where it spent 14 straight weeks topping the chart. The single also charted at number 1 on the mainstream rock charts. The song won 2 Grammy Awards, one for Best Rock Song and the other for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal. It also marked the band's joint biggest UK hit to date along with By the Way, peaking at number 2 in the UK singles chart, being kept out of number 1 by Gnarls Barkley's Crazy. Origins and character. Throughout the song, lyricist Anthony Kiedis laments the early death of Dani, a poor, young Southern girl who eventually lived in California, became a mother and lived a hard, fast, unsettled life. Kiedis has commented that the character of Dani is composite of all the women with whom he has had relationships. The song narrates much of Dani's life, starting with her birth in Mississippi and apparently culminating with her death in the Badlands, by a man gunman from North Dakota, while en route to Minnesota. Dani first appeared in the 1999 song Californication, which includes the lyrics Teenage Bride with a baby inside getting high on information, although the girl's name is not specified. She was next mentioned in the Red Hot Chili Peppers' 2002 single By the Way as Dani the Girl. Kiedis commented, "When this funky groove came up it struck me as a perfect place to actually tell a story. It sort of revealed itself to me that it's been the same character, just kind of developing. At first I didn't realize that I was writing about the same girl." Guitarist John Frusciante used various instruments and effects devices in order to achieve the textures and treatments used throughout the song, including Mellotron, Moog effect pedals, and a DIP modular synthesizer, used for the filtering and processing of pre-recorded tracks. Although it is sometimes low in the mix, the main riff plays throughout as an underlying tone. The 1-minute guitar solo at the end of the song is an adaptation of Jimi Hendrix's intro to Purple Haze, with the effects kept very close to the original. The working title of the song was Wu-Tang, because Smith's drums sounded similar to those on the Wu-Tang Clan's debut album, Enter the Wu-Tang, though they ended up a bit more like Lynyrd Skynyrd's Sweet Home Alabama. Reception. Shortly after its release, the originality of the song was questioned on the Dan Gaffney morning show on Delaware-based news talk radio station WGMD 92.7 Fathoms. Two of the station's talk show hosts, Dan Gaffney and Jard Morris, alleged that the Red Hot Chili Peppers had plagiarized Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' 1993 hit Mary Jane's Last Dance. To demonstrate, he presented audio snippets of both songs, both side by side and simultaneously several times. They stated that the chord progression, key, and the lyrical theme of the songs showed startling similarities, and urged listeners to decide for themselves. Although the chord progressions sound similar, they do in fact differ, as Mary Jane's Last Dance follows AM, G, D, AM, while Dani California follows AM, G, DM, AM. University of Chicago musicologist Travis Jackson said the song's chord progressions were similar, but were a pretty standard groove in music and not necessarily evidence of copying. In an interview with Rolling Stone magazine, Petty denied rumors that he planned to sue the Chili Peppers and said, "I seriously doubt that there is any negative intent there. And a lot of rock and roll songs sound alike." Petty went on to say that he was amused when the Strokes openly admitted that they took the riff for American Girl, and used it in their song Last Night. Dani California peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and it's the second song to debut at number 1 on the Modern Rock Tracks chart after R.E.M. in 1994 and before Linkin Park in 2007, remaining at the location for 14 weeks. In the UK, the song fared even better, finding itself at the number 2 spot for 1 week, and eventually remaining on that chart for over 15 weeks. It also stayed 12 weeks at number 1 on the mainstream rock tracks chart. The song also became a crossover hit to pop and adult contemporary radio, peaking number 5 on the Adult Top 40 chart, their first top 5 and top 10 single on the chart, beating Scar Tissue at number 11. The song also hit number 25 on the mainstream top 40 chart. The song is among the few tracks the Red Hot Chili Peppers recorded which have broken the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was a success, with Dani California accumulating over 500 weeks collectively on over 20 charts. The song is offered as a playable track in Rock Band and is exportable to Rock Band 2 but not in any future versions of the Rock Band series. On November 8 the patch made the song playable in Rock Band 3. The song is used in the 2 Japanese live-action films, Death Note and Death Note 2, The Last Name, both directed by Shusuke Kaneko. Music video. The music video for Dani California premiered on MTV on April 4, 2006. Directed by Tony Kaye, director of American History X, the video is a quasi-chronology of the evolution of rock music. The band performs the song on a stage, but in a variety of outfits representing important figures and movements in the history of rock, with band members have transformed to famous musicians. The main idea of this video was taken from well-known Russian clip Rock 'N' Roll This Night recorded by the group Chafe in 1996. Flea affirmed that, the band mainly did eras, not actual people, rockabilly, British invasion, psychedelia, funk, glam, punk, goth, hair metal, grunge, and ourselves being the sum of all those parts. While the band's appearance was intentionally generic in each scene, obvious nods were made to certain specific artists, including Elvis Presley, The Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, Cream, Prince, Gary Glitter, Parliament Funkadelic, David Bowie, Sex Pistols, The Misfits, Glenn Danzig, Twisted Sister, Ma Paragraph, Lee Kra 1/4 E, Nirvana and the Red Hot Chili Peppers themselves. The video finishes with the Red Hot Chili Peppers as themselves, occasionally flashing back to the imitated transformed artists featured earlier in the film. The video received 10 nominations at the 2006 MTV Video Music Awards. It won the award for Best Art Direction, failing to win its 6 other nominations for Video of the Year, Best Group Video, Best Rock Video, Best Direction, Best Editing and Best Cinematography. The video was also nominated for an MMVA for Best International Video. Track listing: CD single 15439 15759-2, Dani California Euro 444, Million Miles of Water Euro 406, CD single 29362 42925-2, Dani California Euro 444, Whatever We Want Euro 448, Lately Euro 255. 7 picture disc single 5439 15758-7, Dani California Euro 444, Whatever We Want Euro 448, 12 inches picture disc single, Dani California Euro 444, promotional single PRO 15735, Dani California Euro 444, iTunes EP, Dani California Euro 444. Whatever We Want Euro 447, Lately Euro 255, Million Miles of Water Euro 405, Chart Performance, Certifications, References. External links, WGMD 92.7 podcast comparison of Dani California to Mary Jane's Last Dance.